Why? Why is that phrase on every single coin and dollar bill? It's so common you might think it's been there from the very beginning, something the founding fathers decided. But the truth is actually way more interesting and a lot more recent. It's tied directly to some of the most difficult moments in the nation's history.
Yeah, this motto wasn't thought up in some quiet, peaceful committee meeting. It was literally forged in the fire of two major national crises. It was a direct response to times when America was facing intense division and huge ideological battles.
The whole journey really boils down to two key moments. First, you've got 1864, right in the thick of the Civil War. Then, you jump forward almost a century to 1956, the absolute height of the Cold War. Two completely different kinds of conflicts, but both of them brought these exact same four words to the forefront. Let's break down why.
Okay, so picture it. It's 1864. The United States is literally tearing itself apart. The Civil War is raging, and there's just this pervasive feeling of fear and uncertainty everywhere. During that incredibly dark time, a powerful feeling grew to publicly declare a reliance on a higher power. It was this idea that even if the nation itself was broken, God was still in control. And that's when the phrase first showed up on coins. A small but really powerful message of hope.
Now, let's fast forward to 1956. The threat isn't coming from inside the country anymore. Now it's a global ideological rival, the Soviet Union. During the Cold War, America really wanted to draw a clear line in the sand. So, by making In God We Trust the official national motto and putting it on all paper money, the U.S. was making a huge statement. It was a way to contrast its own faith-based values with the state-sponsored atheism of communism. A powerful move for sure, but it also kicked off a debate about the separation of church and state that, is still going on today. So, we've covered the history, the why it happened. But what about the spiritual side of it? What do these words actually mean? Beyond all the politics and history, they carry a really deep faith-based significance that's resonated with people for generations. Now, legally, the motto is officially non-denominational, but you can't really ignore its cultural roots. America was founded and settled in large part by Christian immigrants, and their values played a huge role in shaping the nation's culture. So it's out of that specific background that this idea of trusting in God really emerged and took hold. And if you want to get to the spiritual heart of the motto, a lot of people point right to this verse from the book of Proverbs. It's talking about a very specific kind of trust, one that puts faith in a higher power above relying on your own smarts, your own plans, or, even your own money. But In God We Trust isn't the only motto that's helped define the American experience. There's another, older phrase that, when you put it side by side with this one, tells a much more complete story about the country's identity. Think about it like this. In God We Trust points upward, right? It's about the nation's reliance on a higher power. But the country's other long-standing unofficial motto, E pluribus unum, which means out of many one, that one points sideways. It's about finding strength by uniting a whole bunch of different people. When you put them together, you get this really powerful vision, a diverse nation united as one people under God. So just how unique is this? Well, plenty of countries have religious symbols on their currency. You see it with Vatican City, Saudi Arabia, Israel, but those are usually seen as cultural or religious symbols. The United States is in a class of its own by having a direct statement of faith also serve as its official national motto, printed on every single piece of currency it makes. This ancient verse really just sums up the whole theme perfectly. It draws this stark contrast between trusting in material things, the chariots and horses of military power or economic strength, and instead placing your ultimate trust in a spiritual foundation. It's a great reminder of what the motto truly stands for at its core. So, the story of this motto is really a journey through war, through ideology, through faith, and it leaves us with a question that's just as relevant today as it was in 1864 or 1956. In our 21st century world, with all its changes and uncertainty, what or who is truly worthy of our ultimate trust?